My friends, I want to speak to you today about the marvelous, almost miraculous process of manifestation. And I want to tell you that there are signs, divine signals that whisper to you, it is done. These signs are not always loud, they are not always obvious, but they are the evidence that your seed has been planted and is growing beneath the surface. Yet many give up too soon, just before the flower emerges from the soil. I urge you today, do not give up. If you are seeing these signs, it means your manifestation is working. Let us start by understanding that everything in this world is a manifestation of consciousness. Everything you experience, your health, your relationships, your wealth, your circumstances, all are but reflections of your inner state. There is no reality outside of your own imagination. The world is yourself pushed out. Your assumptions, your persistent thoughts and feelings crystallize and appear as your life. Once you grasp this truth, you begin to see that you hold infinite creative power. You begin to realize that your desires are not random, nor are they accidents. They are calls from your higher self, invitations to expand into a greater expression of who you truly are. When you set an intention, when you imagine a scene that implies your wish is fulfilled, you have sown a seed in the fertile ground of your subconscious mind. Just as a gardener plants a seed and trusts that beneath the soil the seed is transforming, so too must you trust your inner work. The gardener does not dig up the seed each day to see if it is growing. He waters it, tends to it, and waits with faith. In the same way, after you have imagined and felt the reality of your wish fulfilled, you must rest in the knowing that it is done. This faith is not a desperate hope, it is a serene assurance. You may not see immediate evidence, but there are subtle signs that the unseen is becoming seen. What are these signs? One of the first is a change in your inner dialogue. Perhaps without realizing, you begin to speak and think differently. Your self-talk aligns with your desire. You catch yourself saying, I am so grateful for my abundant life, or I am loved beyond measure. These words might slip out naturally, unforced, as though you are already living in the end. This change in your mental conversation is a powerful sign that the manifestation is working its way to you. Another sign is a sense of peace and detachment. When you have truly impressed the subconscious, there is a release, a letting go of the anxious need to control or to check constantly for results. You no longer feel desperate. Instead, there is a quiet confidence. You feel that all is well. This peace is not apathy, it is the highest expression of faith. It is the knowing that if you have imagined the end, the means will arrange themselves, the bridge of incidents will appear. You don't need to know how it will come. You only need to know that it will. You may also notice synchronicities, small coincidences that hint you are on the right track. Perhaps you hear someone speaking about the very thing you are manifesting, or you see symbols related to your desire repeatedly. You might open a book and find a sentence that resonates so deeply with your intention that you feel chills. These are not accidents. They are gentle nudges from the universe, reminders that your creation is on its way. You are being guided, encouraged not to give up. Sometimes right before the manifestation appears in full bloom, you might encounter what seems like a challenge or even a setback. Many interpret this as a sign to give up, but I tell you, it is often the opposite. This is what I call the final test, the last purging of doubts and limiting beliefs. The old state is making one last attempt to cling to you. When this happens, rejoice. It means the new state is almost fully accepted, and the old must die. Stand firm. Persist in the assumption that your desire is already yours. Another sign that your manifestation is working is an unexplainable surge of joy or excitement. You might wake up one morning with a bubbling feeling inside, as if something wonderful is about to happen, even if nothing has changed outwardly yet. This is your intuition picking up on the imminent arrival of your manifestation. Your inner self knows before the physical world catches up. Trust these feelings. They are the whispers of your higher self telling you to prepare for your blessing. You may notice that you are no longer envious of others who have what you desire. Instead of feeling lack or comparison, you feel inspired and happy for them, knowing that their success is proof that what you want is possible and near. You recognize that you are the operant power and that nothing can stop your manifestation from coming to you. This shift in attitude is a clear sign that you are dwelling in the end state. There may also be dreams or visions that confirm your desire is near. You might dream of yourself living your wish fulfilled, or you may receive symbolic dreams that assure you of your success. Pay attention to these nighttime messages. Your subconscious speaks to you in the language of symbols and feelings. These dreams are often vivid and leave a strong impression upon waking. When you receive such dreams, rejoice and give thanks, for they are beautiful signs of your manifestations unfolding. My friends, I want to remind you that the feeling is the secret. It is not enough to merely think about your desire, you must feel it as real. You must dwell in the assumption that you already have it. Feel it in your bones, in your heartbeat, in your breath. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the key that unlocks the door to your desired reality. When you persist in this feeling, the world must conform. This is not idle daydreaming. This is creation. Your imagination is God within you. When you imagine with feeling, you are invoking the creative power of the universe. You are moving from the seen to the unseen, from limitation to abundance, from doubt to certainty. If you feel moments of doubt or impatience, do not condemn yourself. Simply return to your imagination. Revisit your scene, feel it more vividly, and rest in the assurance that it is done. Every time you return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are watering your seed. You are strengthening the bridge of incidents that will lead you to your manifestation. Now let us talk about gratitude. Gratitude is not merely a polite gesture. It is a magnetic force that draws your desires closer. When you give thanks for something before it has appeared, you are declaring to your subconscious that it is already yours. You are aligning yourself with the frequency of your desire. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from worry to trust. It is one of the most powerful signs that your manifestation is close. When you find yourself feeling grateful for no apparent reason, know that your manifestation is at the door. Some people ask, what if I see no signs? Should I give up? I say to you, never. The absence of visible signs does not mean nothing is happening. The seed is still germinating underground. You do not see the roots forming, but they are there. Your persistence, your unwavering faith is the sign. If you can hold the feeling of the wish fulfilled, despite no outer evidence, you are mastering creation. You are proving to yourself that your inner world is the true reality. Another sign is that you begin to lose interest in when and how. You no longer obsess over timelines or methods. You simply know it will come. You might even forget about your desire for a moment because you feel so complete within. This detachment is a powerful state. It means you have fully impressed your subconscious. The moment you are no longer anxious about the outcome, the manifestation often appears as if by magic. You may also notice that opportunities, people, and resources begin to show up unexpectedly. You might receive sudden ideas or inspirations that guide you toward your desire. These inspired actions are not forced. They arise naturally. You feel moved from within to act, and these actions feel joyful and effortless. When you follow these nudges, you find yourself in the right place at the right time. This is the universe orchestrating events in your favor. Remember always that your only job is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You do not need to struggle or strive. You are not to force the outer world. You are to transform your inner world. As within, so without. The outer world is a mirror reflecting your inner state. Change your assumption, and the reflection must change. You might also find that old desires begin to fade away. You realize that some things you once desperately wanted no longer matter. This is a sign that you are aligning with your true self. You are becoming more authentic, more in tune with your soul's highest calling. Trust this process. The universe knows what is best for you and will guide you to the highest expression of your being. When you see any of these signs, celebrate them. They are proof that your manifestation is working, that your inner work is bearing fruit. Do not be tempted to dig up your seed with doubt. Do not let appearances deceive you. What you see with your physical eyes is the past. It is the result of old assumptions. The new reality is forming, and soon it will break through into your experience. Speak kindly to yourself during this time. Affirm daily that it is done. Live from the end. Act as though you already have what you desire. Move through your day with the confidence and joy of someone who knows their dream is inevitable. Your confidence is magnetic. Your faith is creative. Your imagination is divine. My beloved friends, you are the operant power. There is no power outside of you determining your fate. You are not a victim of circumstance, you are the creator of circumstance. When you grasp this, you step into your true nature as a divine being. You realize that nothing is impossible to you. You begin to play joyfully with creation, knowing that life is your canvas and you are the artist. When the signs appear, do not question them. Do not diminish them as coincidences or wishful thinking. Embrace them as confirmations. Give thanks for them. Each sign, no matter how small, is a golden thread leading you to your manifestation. And finally, remember that love is the highest vibration. If you can wrap your desire in love, love for yourself, love for others, love for life, you accelerate the process. Love dissolves resistance. Love opens doors. Love is the essence of God. And when you operate from love, you align with the creative force of the universe. So today I tell you, do not give up. Hold your vision. Cherish your signs. Nourish your faith. Rejoice in the unseen, knowing that it is more real than the seen. Live from the end. Feel it real and watch as the universe bows to your command. Your desires are not distant dreams. They are your future selves calling you forward. Listen to them. Walk in their direction. Assume them to be true. And when the signs come, smile and give thanks. For they mean your manifestation is not just coming. It is already here. Thank you. You see, every time you close your eyes and dare to imagine a scene that implies your wish is fulfilled, you are planting the seeds of your future. You are stepping into a parallel reality, merging with that version of yourself who already has everything you now desire. And each repetition, each moment you spend dwelling in that state, strengthens the roots of your manifestation. The outer world, though it may appear stubborn or resistant at first, must eventually conform to the inner conviction you hold. There is a deep mystery in how the universe orchestrates these outcomes. You might think your manifestation will come through one channel, one person, one opportunity. But very often it arrives through the most unexpected ways. That is the magic of surrendering the how. When you trust that it is already done, you allow infinite intelligence to arrange circumstances far beyond what your logical mind can conceive. The mind is limited in scope, but imagination is infinite. Your imagination is God's gift to you. It is the faculty by which you shape and mold reality. Sometimes people say, I see nothing changing. My world still looks the same. But I remind you, just as the seed pushes against the soil in darkness before the sprout appears, so too is your desire pushing against the unseen barriers. If you persist, if you remain loyal to your unseen assumption, the outer must yield. The law is unfailing. Nothing can stop a man or woman who lives faithfully in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Another sign that your manifestation is working is a subtle shift in your energy. You might feel lighter, more playful, more open to possibilities. You might laugh more, worry less, and find yourself smiling at small things. This is because your inner world has shifted from lack to abundance, from fear to love. When you change your vibration in this way, you become a magnet for experiences that match your new state. You might notice that the same problems or triggers that used to upset you now feel insignificant. You find yourself responding with patience and calmness, where before there was frustration. This is an undeniable sign that your consciousness has risen to a higher level. The old self has started to dissolve, and the new self, the one who already lives in the end, is taking its place. You may also experience moments of déjà vu, feelings that you have been here before. These moments are glimpses of your future self overlapping with your present awareness. They are reminders that you are on the path, that your manifestation is already part of your timeline, and you are merely catching up to it in physical time. Your relationships may begin to reflect this inner change as well. People around you might comment on how different you seem, how radiant, how peaceful. Some might drift away while new, more aligned connections enter your life. Do not fear this process. It is simply the natural rearrangement of your outer world to match your new state. Those who are not in alignment with your vision will fall away, and those who are meant to support your new reality will be drawn to you. As you continue to persist, you will start noticing small evidences or mini manifestations that are related to your desire. Perhaps you wanted a new home, and suddenly you find yourself surrounded by conversations about beautiful houses. Or you keep seeing images of your dream location everywhere. Perhaps you wanted a loving relationship and you begin to encounter people who mirror the qualities you desire. These small manifestations are not to be dismissed. They are stepping stones, confirmations that your larger desire is making its way to you. At times you may feel an urge to celebrate for no reason at all. Follow that impulse. Dance, sing, rejoice, because your spirit knows something wonderful is unfolding. Your body and emotions are tuned into the unseen currents of your destiny. You are picking up on the frequency of your fulfilled desire, and that joy is the evidence of your inner alignment. Sometimes the outer world will test you by presenting the exact opposite of what you desire. Many people falter here, assuming their manifestation is failing. But this is merely the final echo of old thoughts and beliefs returning to be dissolved. When this happens, remain unmoved. Reaffirm your assumption. Instead of reacting with fear, respond with gratitude. Say to yourself, this is simply the old reality fading away. My new reality is already here. Understand deeply that every state of consciousness has its own set of circumstances. When you occupy a new state, the world must reflect it. It has no choice. This is not a maybe. It is a law. The world cannot help but echo back to you the dominant feeling you hold. If you persist in the state of the wish fulfilled, the world will shape itself to mirror that state, even if at first it appears stubborn or unyielding. As you move forward, continue to refine and deepen your imaginal scenes. See them clearly, feel them vividly. Involve all your senses. Hear the sounds, smell the fragrances, touch the textures. Make it so real that you forget for a moment where you are physically. When you return to the present, bring that feeling of reality with you. Carry it like a fragrance upon your being. This fragrance will radiate into the world and magnetize to you the people, places, and events necessary for your desires' fulfillment. In the course of this process, you will discover your immense power. You will realize that you are not a mere spectator of life, but the divine creator of your experience. This realization will fill you with awe and humility. You will walk with a quiet confidence, a gentle authority, knowing that you are the operant power. There will be times when your mind tries to convince you otherwise. It will bring up doubts, fears, and past failures. In those moments, do not argue with it. Simply return to your vision. The mind can only work with the information you have given it in the past. Your job is to give it new information, new assumptions, new images. The more you do this, the more the mind will accept the new state as natural and normal. Eventually your desired state will become so natural to you that you will not even think of it as a desire anymore. It will feel like an obvious truth, an unquestionable part of your identity. At this point, manifestation is inevitable. The outer world must catch up. You will also notice that time begins to lose its grip over you. You stop obsessing over when will it happen. You no longer measure your progress by days or weeks. You simply exist in the state of already having it. And ironically, when you release the pressure of time, things often come faster. Time is an illusion created by the mind to measure change. In the realm of imagination, all is now. As you deepen your practice, you will understand that life is not happening to you. It is happening through you and for you. You are the light casting the shadow of your world. You are the cause and the world is the effect. This is the great secret that the sages and mystics have known for ages. And it is available to you here and now. Never underestimate the power of a single act of imagination. One moment of deeply felt assumption can change the course of your entire life. One decision to see yourself as prosperous instead of poor, healthy instead of sick, loved instead of lonely, can rearrange everything. Do not be discouraged by appearances. Appearances are the echo of old beliefs,
and they must dissolve in the light of your new assumption. Celebrate every small win along the way. When something small manifests in alignment with your desire, acknowledge it. Give thanks. This strengthens your faith and reinforces the reality of your creative power. Each small win is a stepping stone, a signpost guiding you to the larger manifestation.
Remember also that your desires are divine. They are given to you by the deeper self, the God within, as a means of expressing more of who you are. Your desire is not something outside of you to chase after. It is something within you to assume and embody. As you practice this, you will find that your desires become purer, more aligned with your soul. You will no longer be driven by fear or lack, but by love and joy. Your manifestations will become more effortless because they are rooted in authenticity. Your faith will grow stronger each day, and you will begin to look at the world with new eyes. You will see evidence of your power everywhere, in the chance meetings, the unexpected opportunities, the sudden windfalls. You will laugh at how easily things come to you, and you will wonder why you ever doubted in the first place. In this state, you become a blessing to the world. You inspire others simply by your being. Your joy, your confidence, your love ripple outward and uplift all who come into contact with you. You become a living example of what is possible, a testament to the creative power of imagination and faith. As you continue, you may notice that life becomes a dance, a joyful unfolding rather than a struggle. You begin to trust that all things are working together for your good, even those moments that appear challenging at first. You see that each obstacle is an opportunity to deepen your faith and refine your assumption. When doubts arise, as they inevitably will, see them as clouds passing in the sky. Do not cling to them or fight them. Simply let them drift by and return to your inner sun, your vision of the wish fulfilled. The clouds cannot extinguish the sun, they only temporarily obscure it. In the same way, your doubts cannot destroy your manifestation, they can only delay it if you give them power. Each day, remind yourself, I am the operant power, my imagination creates my reality. My assumptions harden into fact. Say these words with feeling and let them sink into the depths of your being. In time, you will see that there is no need to strive, to hustle, to force. Creation is finished. All possibilities already exist. Your task is not to create from nothing, but to select from the infinite possibilities by assuming the feeling of your chosen reality. Once you select, the universe rearranges itself to reflect that choice. This is why persistence is so vital. You must hold the vision steady until it becomes your dominant state. You must refuse to be swayed by appearances or setbacks. You must live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled so consistently that it feels more real to you than what your senses tell you. As you live from this new state, you will witness miracles, small and large. You will experience a new level of freedom and joy that cannot be explained to those who have not walked this path. You will know deeply and intimately that you are one with the creative power of the universe. And so, my friends, let us continue to imagine, to assume, to feel as though it is already so. Let us celebrate every sign, every nudge, every whisper from within that says, it is done. Let us move forward with unwavering faith and joyful expectancy, knowing that all things are possible to the one who believes. And as you hold steadfast to this inner conviction, you begin to transcend the limitations that once defined you. You become a living embodiment of possibility, a walking example of faith in action. Others will begin to notice this transformation in you. They will see a light in your eyes, a calm assurance in your manner, a quiet power that radiates without words. They will ask you your secret, and you will know in your heart that the secret was never outside of you. It was always your imagination, your ability to feel and live from the end. As you walk through your days, the ordinary moments begin to take on a new significance. You start to see everything as part of the divine orchestration of your desire coming to pass. The conversation with a stranger, the delayed train, the unexpected email, all are pieces moving on the chessboard of your life to bring about your fulfillment. There is a beauty and a magic in this awareness for you realize that nothing is random. You are no longer at the mercy of fate or chance, you are the master of your destiny. You might find that you develop a greater appreciation for the present moment. Because you are living from the end, you no longer crave the future or resist the now. You find joy in the simplest of things, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a child, the fragrance of flowers, the rhythm of your own breathing. This heightened state of gratitude and presence is yet another sign that your consciousness has ascended to a higher level. Over time, as you persist in this practice, your sense of self expands. You no longer identify with the small, limited version of yourself who felt powerless and separate. You begin to identify with the infinite self, the divine imagination that shapes worlds. You see yourself as the I am, the awareness of being that underlies all existence. From this place you realize that every desire is simply a movement within the one consciousness, and nothing is truly outside of you. The people and situations that once triggered fear or anger begin to lose their hold on you. You respond with compassion and understanding, for you see them as reflections of your old state. You bless them and release them, knowing that they are no longer part of the reality you now occupy. Your world becomes more harmonious, more supportive, more abundant, because it is now mirroring your inner harmony. There will be moments when you feel overwhelmed with love, love for yourself, love for others, love for life itself. In these moments you touch the essence of who you truly are. You experience a deep unity with all that is. This love is the creative substance of the universe, and when you dwell in it, you become an unstoppable force for good. Your manifestations flow to you with ease because you are no longer resisting, you are allowing. You may also notice an increase in your intuitive abilities. You start to receive insights, ideas and inspirations seemingly out of nowhere. You might feel guided to take certain actions, meet certain people, or visit certain places. Trust these inner promptings, for they are your higher self, leading you along the perfect path to your desire. The more you trust and act upon these nudges, the more effortless and magical your journey becomes. As you embody this way of being, you begin to see life as a grand adventure, a playground of creation, rather than a battlefield of survival. You no longer see setbacks as failures, but as opportunities to deepen your faith and refine your vision. You understand that even apparent delays are blessings in disguise, allowing you to prepare mentally and emotionally for the larger blessings to come. Your resilience grows, you become unshakable in your assumption. Storms may come, but you remain anchored in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You understand that circumstances are transient, mere shadows of your past thoughts, and thus you refuse to give them power over your future. You remain sovereign, the king or queen of your inner kingdom. Others will be drawn to your energy. They will feel uplifted simply by being in your presence. Your confidence will inspire them to explore their own creative power. In this way, you not only transform your own life, but also become a catalyst for transformation in the lives of others. You become a lighthouse, shining your light into the darkness, guiding others home to their own power. As you continue this practice, your manifestations will become faster and more precise. You will notice that the time between imagining and experiencing shortens. This is because your faith muscle has grown strong. You no longer sabotage your desires with doubt and fear. You trust fully, and thus you receive fully. Your desires will also evolve. You may find that you no longer crave things that once seemed so important. Instead, you will be drawn to desires that are more aligned with your soul's purpose, desires that serve not only you but the greater good. This is the natural evolution of consciousness. As you ascend, your desires become more refined, more beautiful, more expansive. You will start to live a life of miracles. What others call coincidence, you will recognize as divine synchronicity. You will wake up each day with a sense of wonder, eager to see how the universe will surprise and delight you. You will move through your day with a sense of playfulness and lightness, knowing that all is unfolding perfectly. In this state you will realize that you lack nothing. All that you have ever sought outside of yourself was always within you. You will feel whole, complete, fulfilled from within, and it is from this inner fulfillment that all external blessings flow. The irony is that when you no longer need the manifestation to feel whole, it arrives effortlessly, for you are no longer creating from a place of lack,
but from a place of abundance and joy. You become a true alchemist, turning every situation into gold by the power of your assumption. You no longer resist what is, you simply assume the best and watch as the world rearranges itself to match your inner state. You live as a conscious creator, a divine being, playing joyfully in the field of infinite possibilities. There is a sacredness to this way of living. Every moment becomes an opportunity to express more of your true nature. Every desire becomes a vehicle for your soul's expansion. You move from being a seeker to a knower, from a beggar to a king, from a victim to a creator. You will look back on your old self with compassion, understanding that the struggles and pains you once experienced were necessary stepping stones that brought you to this realization. You will bless your journey, every twist and turn, for it has all led you to this present awareness of your power. Your life becomes an unfolding masterpiece, a living testament to the truth that imagination creates reality. You will no longer question whether your desires will come. You will know they must come, for you have claimed them in the only place that matters, within. So you continue each day, returning to your imagination, feeling your wish fulfilled, and moving through the world with quiet confidence and radiant joy. You become an embodiment of the truth that it is done. Your very being becomes the sign, the living evidence that manifestation works, that the unseen is more powerful than the seen, and that your consciousness is the author of your destiny. And as you dwell more deeply in this truth, you begin to realize that your entire life is a mirror reflecting back to you the contents of your imagination. You see that every encounter, every event, every so-called coincidence is a direct projection of your inner conversations and assumptions. This realization brings an incredible sense of freedom, for you now know that to change your world, you need only change yourself. There is no one to change but self. Each morning as you awaken, you feel the power of a fresh beginning. You step into the day consciously choosing your state, deliberately selecting the feeling you wish to embody. Perhaps today you choose to feel loved, prosperous, radiant with health. You wear this feeling like a garment, knowing that the world must respond in kind. You smile inwardly, for you understand the sacred dance between you and the universe. Throughout the day, you remain vigilant over your inner conversations. You become aware of old patterns trying to reassert themselves, doubts, fears, unworthiness. But now, instead of allowing them to take root, you gently shift your attention back to your chosen state. You remember your power. You remember that your imagination is the source of all creation, and you choose again. As you persist, you notice that life flows with greater ease. Things that once felt like struggles now unfold naturally. You no longer chase or force outcomes, instead you magnetize them by your being. The more you relax into the knowing that your desire is already yours, the faster it manifests. You become a magnet for blessings, drawing them effortlessly into your experience. This shift is felt deeply in your body, mind, and spirit. Your body relaxes, your mind quiets, and your spirit soars. You begin to feel a deep sense of trust in life itself. You understand that everything is always working out for you, even when it doesn't seem so at first glance. This unshakable trust becomes the foundation upon which all your creations rest. People begin to comment on your glow, your serenity, your quiet strength. They sense something different, something luminous about you. Without even speaking, your energy teaches others what is possible. You become an example of living faith, a living embodiment of the power of imagination and feeling. In this state you realize that your desires are simply expressions of the divine seeking to experience itself through you. You no longer feel separate from your desires, you feel them as extensions of who you already are. This unity dissolves all resistance. You move through life as if every step is guided. Every encounter is divinely orchestrated. Every moment is pregnant with possibility. You discover a new relationship with time. You no longer measure your life by clocks and calendars, but by the richness of each moment. You understand that in the realm of imagination, everything is happening now. There is no waiting, there is only choosing and embodying. The physical world is simply catching up to your inner decision. As you continue to live from this higher state, you may notice that your outer world begins to transform in miraculous ways. Opportunities appear that you could never have planned. Doors open that once seemed closed. People show up who play pivotal roles in your story. Events unfold with a divine timing that leaves you in awe. You begin to live in a state of continual gratitude. This gratitude is not forced, It arises naturally from your heart as you witness the perfection of life unfolding. You give thanks for what is, for what has been, and for what is coming, knowing that all is part of the grand tapestry you are weaving with your consciousness. When challenges arise, you no longer see them as problems, but as invitations to deepen your assumption, to clarify your vision, to strengthen your faith. You greet them with curiosity and love, knowing that they are opportunities in disguise. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone, each obstacle a teacher guiding you closer to your true self. Your dreams become more vivid, more symbolic, more affirming. You receive messages and confirmations from your subconscious mind, revealing to you that your inner work is taking root. You wake up with a sense of excitement, eager to see how the day will mirror your inner transformations. Life becomes an endless unfolding of magic and miracles. You find joy in the simplest things because you see them as reflections of your inner state. A kind word from a stranger, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of laughter, all become reminders of the abundance and beauty that is constantly flowing to you. You realize that abundance is not something to achieve but something to embody. It is a state of being, a frequency you tune into. You understand that you are abundance, you are love, you are joy, and the outer world is simply responding to this realization. This deep embodiment brings a peace that surpasses understanding. You no longer seek validation or approval from the world because you have found it within. You no longer chase love because you realize you are love. You no longer strive for success because you understand you are success itself, expressing in form. You live in a constant state of creation, not as effort but as a natural extension of who you are. Each thought, each feeling, each assumption becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. You paint boldly, fearlessly, joyfully, knowing that the canvas is limitless and the colors are infinite. As this realization deepens, you find yourself more present, more compassionate, more forgiving. You let go of past hurts and future worries, resting in the now, the only moment that truly exists. You become a vessel for divine expression, allowing life to flow through you unimpeded. Those around you feel this transformation and are uplifted by it. Your life becomes a blessing to your family, your friends, your community, and beyond. You inspire others to look within, to remember their own creative power, to step into their own divinity. The lines between inner and outer blur, and you realize they are one and the same. The separation was always an illusion, a dream from which you have now awakened. You live in unity, in harmony with yourself and the world, experiencing the truth that all is one and all is well. Each day is a new opportunity to deepen this awareness, to celebrate your creative power, to embody your desires more fully. You no longer ask, will it happen? Instead you declare, it is happening now, and you live from that knowing. This is the art of living from the end, the secret that transforms desires into realities, dreams into experiences, imagination into manifestation. You continue to dwell in this space, expanding, evolving, becoming more of who you truly are with each breath, each heartbeat, each moment. And so, my beloved friends, I leave you with this final charge. Dare to believe in the unseen more than the seen, to trust your inner world more than the outer evidence, to remain faithful to your vision, even when all physical senses scream otherwise. Remember, your imagination is not a mere fantasy. It is the very womb of creation. The moment you assume your desire as already fulfilled, you have set into motion an unstoppable chain of events that must, by divine law, bring it into form. Never let temporary appearances shake you. Do not surrender your power to fear, doubt, or the opinions of the world. Stand firm in your assumption and live from the joyous certainty that it is already done. Celebrate the signs, cherish the whispers from within, and walk forward with an unshakable knowing that life is conspiring in your favor. You are the operant power. You are the creator of your destiny. You are the divine imagination expressing itself in human form. As you persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the world must echo your inner conviction. So go forth and imagine boldly. Love deeply. Live as though your highest dreams are your present reality, because they truly are. When you embody this truth, you do not just manifest things. You transform yourself and become a living miracle. It is already yours. It is already done. Now go and claim it with joy. Thank you.